Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Magic Minds, proudly sponsored by our Patreon supporters. And ManaPool.com is the fastest growing marketplace for Magic the Gathering that makes buying and selling cards easy. Their optimizer helps you get the best value when buying cards, and you can show your support for the show using the promo code in the description below so they can be sure that we sent you. You'll see that down there for the Twitch panel thing. It'll be in the description of the video, the description of the podcast. You'll see that down there. Tell them we sent you. They're great. We appreciate them. If you missed our pre-show, actually, let's start here. I am Evan Irwin, and we get started each week by saying hello to my two co-hosts, Power Dragon.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I recovered well from last week, and I'd even say I'm feeling marvelous this week.
Nice. Ruben Bressler.
I am back from Origins Game Fair in Columbus, Ohio, and it was a wonderful trip for me. But you might be hearing my origin story later in the show.
And there's nothing wrong with... Oh, I saw what you did there. Well, I watched Nico win a major, so no one knows what that
There
means.
you go.
All right, so if you missed our pre-show, patrons get access to that extended version right after this show is done, and also like 11 years of pre-shows if you want to see how old we've gotten over the years, so you can do that. And we kick it off with our first pick, of course. The first pick, I think, has to be that the United Wizards of the Coast Union has been approved. Their vote went forward, and they are officially a union. Congratulations to them. I think this is fantastic news. Good job, guys.
Yeah, I think we all kind of knew this is how it's going to end up, right? And that's why when everybody's going, oh, but I don't know why Wizards is saying this and Hasbro's doing that. Like, whatever. We all kind of knew what the outcome was going to be, right? Yeah. Unless you magically, I don't know, paid a bunch of people to vote against it or something, I don't think it was really going to happen.
Right.
The only thing that surprised me, there was 102 people, I believe they said, were eligible to vote. 79 voted in favor, 16 against, and the rest abstained, I guess, for one reason or another, which, you know.
It was a very large amount of voting. As I understand, like sort of the voting percentage was very high.
Yeah, but I mean, you're still talking almost 80%. So I mean, it was going to pass no matter what.
Yeah, it was overwhelming. Was definitely what was going on there. So yeah, so that's great to see, and you know, make that contract happen. You know, ratify that contract and get y'all some benefits.
Also, the people that were just on social media said, "Oh, y'all are stupid. It's gonna make Magic more expensive because they gotta blow." Y'all are dumb. Stop. Stop. What are we doing?
You're embarrassing yourself. Cut that out.
You're doing the same thing about every company, right? It's just like, oh, well, minimum wage, you're going to make this cost more, or we got to pay healthcare. This is going to make this cost more. Like,
this is like, she's not going to date you, bro, energy.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You are not making $1 billion.
What are we doing?
Calm down.
As we've seen, no matter what you do, prices are going up anyway. So the workers that are helping make the things that generate that money should get to see some more of that reward, or at the very least, have fewer stresses on their life while helping make the money. So I'm going to be in favor of this no matter what the company is and who the people are. Like, give more to the employees.
You are not immune to propaganda. Proletariat rise up, workers' rights, you know.
Exactly.
All that good stuff.
Yeah, it's the super duper rich right now are doing amazingly well. They're doing great.
Yeah. They're going to be fine even with the union.
Yeah.
At this point, those in the 1% could literally lose 20% of their wealth and actually still be multi-billionaires.
We made the world's
their life wouldn't change.
I say we because I had anything to do with it. We made the world's first trillionaire. Congratulations, everybody.
That's great.
Does everybody feel good? Everybody feel happy about that?
No, not even a little bit.
Let's have some more unions,
exactly. Not even a little bit.
So that said, that is great news. Also great news, the new Marvel superhero set is out. Yay, released on Tuesday. That was really fun.
Yeah.
I have been enjoying what little I can play of it. I think it's cool. I think it's juiced to the max. I would say that. But you know, it's fun. I'll take fun where I can take fun. However, this is weird to say. And I don't know if I've really ever said this to, you know, Wizards, if they happen to be listening out there, or if somebody is like, hey, you know, there's people out here saying these things. Allow me to say something you can put in. I want to give you more money. Where are the rest of the cosmetics? I want all of the Marvel cosmetics. I want all of them. All the comic panel stuff. Give me that Spider-Man. Go back and do the Spider-Man too. Give me the comic book stuff. I bought all of it that I could. There's no more. Like, where's the rest of it? I need the rest of it. And we have to say here, the fact that they made achievements just for the Marvel set is brilliant. I freaking love it. Whoever did that, high five, did a fantastic job. Keep doing that. Do that for every set, including in universe, because that's really important. So yeah, make that just makes the whole client kind of feels like special for that period of time. So you're really focused on the set. You're rewarding them for playing the set and do what the set wants to do. I think that's fantastic. So yeah, I just shut up and take my money, give me some more cosmetics, and high five for a great idea on the achievements.
Yeah, I think the achievements are really big because it's a way to get all of the jumpstart cards, maybe commander cards, the other places where cards appear, you're not going to open them in boosters. You could give them a way to make them available, and you encourage the behavior, right? You're just like, hey, do this thing, and you get these cards added to your account. It's like, fine, I'll go find a way to cast 30 heroes or whatever, like, so I can get this card I need, right? Like, I think it's actually pretty smart. And if that's what they're doing for the set, I would venture to guess the rest of the cosmetics are going to be behavioral rewards the rest of the season of, hey, play a match of midweek Magic, get this thing. Yeah. Right. Hey, and craft honestly, so many cards or buy so many packs, get this thing.
And honestly, I prefer that. I like the rewards based. Now, both would be great. And someday, probably in like 3 to 6 months, they'll be like, if you didn't get it via achievement, now you can buy it.
Yeah.
Sure. But doing play the game rather than hand us money, I love those. I think that those are better for the company because you get more number go up, and they're better for the player because you're playing the game that you want to use the thing in anyway.
Right. And all I'm saying is that but I also recognize, Wizards is a business and they have shareholders. And if they're and I'm like, look, if you just sell me the thing, I'll buy the thing. If you give it to me via play, awesome. I love that. In fact, they used to do that a hell of a lot more. If you remember when Arena first came out, you would get a lot of the cosmetics. You couldn't even buy them because you could only get them by playing through, the challenges or whatever, or the what do you call it? The track or whatever you can buy.
Oh, the Mastery Pass.
The Mastery Pass. Thank you so much. Yeah. So they've taken a lot of that away. So what I'm saying is, look, if you're in the PowerPoint, you got to be like, well, they actually give us money for it. They totally will. Because I need the Steve Ellis World War Hulk, for example, version.
Yeah.
I need that in my life. If you're planning on giving it away, I hope you do. But if you're not, get that thing on the store because it's awesome and I love it.
No, that was a good change. I do like that change to the Mastery Pass, where you just get orbs and then you spend the orbs to buy whatever ones you want or whatever, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, the old Mastery Pass was pretty bad. So
yeah,
but the one that they currently have, I also still don't use. But at least someone is using it. Presumably, lots of people are using it.
Yeah, and you can, it only costs so much if you're able to kind of complete the whole thing, and that's another thing that kind of rewards the whole ecosystem of. If you play a lot, they'll reward you for that. You do get your kind of value back out of it through gems or whatever. So cool. But yeah, it's a weird place to be in where I've never been like, you're not selling me enough stuff, Wizards. This is weird.
Dude,
so I do.
Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was going to segue. Segue.
Yeah, my biggest thing, to your point, Evan, is I get bothered by that in life in general. Like if I'm ready to spend money on something, and then there's hurdles to me getting to spend the money, I start getting frustrated of seriously, who do I have to talk to just take this $20 bill? Why is this a problem?
Yeah.
It's so weird. You should be happy to keep your money, but for some reason, when I'm already excited to spend it, it makes me mad I can't spend it.
Right, let me spend the money. Let's go.
I want to talk about Marvel as a set, by the way.
Sure.
I think that Marvel as a set has been well received. Clearly a lot of love and attention went into the set. I also want to talk about an aspect of Marvel that I think is underappreciated as it pertains to all of the Universes Beyond products. And specifically, I think I'm seeing it in Marvel, which is it has core set energy. It has first time players are coming in because they're coming in through the gateway of comic book or Lord of the Rings or Final Fantasy or whatever.
Sure.
This one in particular feels more like a core set where we've got more beginner friendly mechanics. We don't necessarily have 8 million new card types. We don't have super complex stuff. And then the universe within things, the Magic universe stuff can do the weirder stuff. They can be a little bit bigger and crazier with, spaceships and, new card types and new Boldly Go or No set has gone before. And I think that that's really interesting and is a value add for Magic beyond just having the brand recognition.
Oh, dude, I'll tell you, I'll guarantee you there's somebody from R&D watching right now that is pumping their fists because that's exactly what they wanted it to feel
that's
like.
They did it.
Matter of fact, even the welcome decks are going to be Marvel for this one. So when they start showing up in stores, they'll be Marvel welcome decks this time, which is pretty cool. So it's a thing you can take to conventions, trade shows, whatever, and like demo for people to get them into Magic, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah, I will actually. I'll pivot this a little bit into what we were going to talk about later for Desperate Ravings, where there was an article and a video on MTG Goldfish where Final Fantasy felt like Magic, but Marvel doesn't. And I do think one of the things that is kind of sort of almost overpowering in a way, just playing the set, is it does feel like there's just too many characters. Like there's not enough.
It does feel like there's a lot of legendary characters.
Right. There's not enough world. There's not enough places. There's not enough kind of, you know what I mean? Like,
so I will push against that and say that this set feels a lot more like a War of the Spark to me,
kind of,
where it's just like we've got all these characters. There's too many characters.
There's too many characters.
It's a big overproduced mess, like WrestleMania 40. It is obviously way too much going on, but that's okay. That is Marvel, and so we're getting a little bit of the value of Marvel a little bit of the flavor of Marvel in Magic, where it's like, man, who's Mole Man? Who's Gorilla Man? What are all these characters doing in my life?
Right.
What led me to these decisions? But that's what Marvel like team up comics feels like a little bit. And it's not going to be every set, but it is going to be a vast majority of the Universes Beyond sets, because all of the source material is very protagonist focused, not necessarily world focused. That just is what it is. When you partner with the Ninja Turtles, they're going to get 8 million Ninja Turtles. When you call a set superheroes, you're going to get 8 million superheroes.
I think it's very much dependent on the brand, right? When you're talking about something like a Ninja Turtles or a Marvel, everything is about the characters, right? Even if it's the side characters or the friends or the the understudies, whatever, right? They're all important name characters and places. But when we do something like Warhammer, like there are some name characters that are like generals or whatever, the leaders of their clans and whatever, but there's a lot of just warriors and field guys that are just cannoneers and whatever, right? Or when we did Avatar, right? There's some name characters that we follow for the plot of the story, but it's kind of like the same characters. So there's a lot of just randoms from town or people they ran into or whatever, that those don't have to be legendary. And I expect the same thing when we get to Star Trek, right? There will be several legends, but there's also a lot that we can have just be random folks, right? Just random crew members, the red shirts, the Klingon and Ferengi civilians we run into or whatever, right? There's a bunch of stuff that can just be non-legendary, where it's hard to do that with Marvel because it's just going to be like random dude who works at the newspaper. I mean, like, I don't know, like what you make as a, I mean, just random human in the streets. You know, I'm not really sure who that would be, but it makes sense. So, but I do get it. People are overwhelmed with a lot of legends, but fortunately, I don't think we're going to see too much of that the rest of the year.
Well, I hope not. And I don't know if we kind of sort of have to start with this glut, at least what feels like a glut, and like we go into Midnight Suns and we get like Ghost Rider's, motorcycle or whatever, and Doctor Strange's, cape or whatever. Like, I want more of that world and sort of the world building than just the characters within inside it. And I do think if you look at, I think there's something like 20 or 30 more legends in this set than there are in Final Fantasy. And it does feel like there was a bunch of flavor, like the Chocobos, for example, that there was able to have like, really interesting Chocobo designs and different Chocobos in different places, because it was kind of a legendary creature, but not really. And they could make one of them legendary, but not all of them, you know what I mean? So like there were certain things that they could do to kind of, I think, build out the world, which they didn't in the main set.
I do have a theory on the Marvel sets. I think, to your point, I think Midnight Suns is either next set or the following set, right? Because there's a lot of popular characters there that we didn't get in this set that people want. I think you can also do 1 or 2 sets based around big Magic stories where you want to do like future-based characters where you get like Cable and Forge and whatever, and like that could be a thing, right? Or we do the sets where we're doing like 1 stone in each set, and maybe we do the last stone in the gauntlet in a set, and we're building up to the Infinity War.
That's cool. Right? That's a cool idea.
Like that's what I think we might be doing.
Is that we're building up to an Infinity War set
exactly
at the end of it. because that's what
That
that would
sounds
have. Right, that would have the gauntlet, right?
Right.
Yep.
And it would probably have like Iron Man's gauntlet because I don't know if they would take the movie thing or not, but we'll see. But either way, the point is like it feels like if this was like they kind of gonna dump the characters and then they won't have to kind of include that high percentage in future sets. Okay, like I'm excited for an X-Men set. I think it'd be great. Like,
that'll be one of them.
X-Men will be one of them. What If will be one of them.
Sure.
Days of Future Past set. Who knows?
Sure.
Days
we
of
could
Future
have
Past
Marvel
sounds
villains. We just had Marvel heroes. We could end it with Marvel villains and just have it
It's
be
true.
villain focused.
I will say this though, from a marketing standpoint, it does make sense to jam the set full of characters.
Yeah.
Because if you're trying to draw people in, you want that person who's like, oh, I like Iron Man, or I like Captain America, or I like what, right? You want them to be drawn to it to at least try to chase a card or pick up stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
So I at least get it, even though it does result in there being a lot. I don't think there has to be as many when we go forward.
Think of the Marvel sets as a 6-set block. Old heads. Think of it as a 6-set standard. Like these 6 sets. In the future, I'm looking forward to this sealed event. We could have Infinity Gauntlet sealed, where we get one of each of the 6 sets.
That's kind of
that'll be an event at like Magic.
That's great. That's awesome.
That sounds great.
Hell, after the 3rd one, we could go 2-2-2.
Hell yeah! And just like said L, I too want Jeff. I want the land shark. I need the baby land shark, who's fantastic.
The hit of Marvel Rivals.
Heck yeah! And Marvel Snap.
Be if you're looking for an IP that is not overloaded with main characters and fits Magic the Gathering very well. I do want to shout out my buddy Joe, who is at Mediocre D&D Opinions on TikTok. He has a relatively big following over there. He is on day, I want to say 104 of talking about a Discworld Universes Beyond set, quote unquote, until Wizards responds in some way.
Oh, that's a hard one, man.
But he's just doing it every day until just as fun. And they just launched a Discord on day 100 to actually build a set together, which I thought was very fun. Nice. So if you're interested in Discworld or interested in any of that Terry Pratchett nonsense, or at least just want to see his opinions, there's 100 days of content for you to go to take a look at.
I do think World of Warcraft is possible.
Sure.
Absolutely.
I think that one's already in our wheelhouse. There's already a lot of crossover.
I think there's
it fits with the creature types. Like,
yeah,
we can do something with that.
Yeah, I mean, they've already done. Have they done God of War stuff already? I think didn't they do something with Sony characters? They
have a
they did
Secret Lair.
Secret Lair. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but like I definitely see video games absolutely. And again I've glazed the idea of a Nintendo set for many years now. But
now let me ask you this: someday we're going to get Grand Theft Auto 6. Do you think that there's a Grand Theft Auto crossover?
No.
Probably not.
That's a big,
big
intellectual property.
Yeah. Guns and Magic have always been a big
it's
deal.
Not even just the guns though, it's the subject matter as a whole.
It's the subject matter.
Right. Like it's the drugs, it's the gangs, it's the prostitutes, it's the whatever.
It's the strip club and all this other stuff.
Yeah, they're probably not going to want to do that.
Yeah. Would I enjoy it? Yes, but I don't expect it to ever come officially.
Oh, I personally have no problem with it at this point.
Right.
But I don't think it's one they're going to pursue.
I would be very excited, however, about a Cyberpunk 2077 set.
Yeah,
I think that would be
that's probably doable.
Cyberpunk universe.
Yeah,
I mean, all of the Cyberpunk stuff, not just 2077. You've got the original, you've got the RPG,
exactly,
all that.
Yep, and all like the cybernetic stuff would just be equipment and so on. Like all that stuff fits and works. So yeah, I think there's a lot of possibilities there. But anyway, Marvel's out. It's cool. Spider-Man's out. The update is out, which is cool as well. And I have to admit,
I thought it was going to be a little bit jarring to get used to the Spider-Man stuff after playing with the Omen Pass stuff there. But literally, my brain barely noticed.
Barely noticed. Yep.
Yeah.
It's just it felt like they're the right cards now. You know what I mean? Like it's they fixed it. Like
the only thing for me was just like recognizing the artwork and going like, this is that other card. Got it. Right. And then that was it.
But like like Karavec or whatever it was to Superior Spider-Man.
Cavaro.
Cavaro, whatever. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Whatever. Brain clicked immediately.
Caballero.
Right. Yeah, let's move on here to
I'm just making stuff up.
I know, right? Just make up words. I'll repeat them. We're gonna move on here to Gather the Townsfolk. Thanks to Mana Traders. The best tool to enhance your Magic online experience. Use the code MagicMikes_09Y. That's 09Y for 10% off your next subscription with Mana Traders. Tell them we sent you. We appreciate them sponsoring the show. Gather the Townsfolk talk about some community issues. Unfortunately, a very sad one this week. The artist Ron Spears has passed away unexpectedly from a very large brain tumor. He had been suffering for the past couple of years, and they finally figured out what it was. Unfortunately, it appears to be too late, and he has left us. And that sucks because Ron has done some absolutely incredible work, and he will be missed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is where I got to give the obligatory just F cancer, man.
Yeah. If you've played Magic anytime from the last 5 years, 10 years, 25 years, you have almost certainly had a Ron Spears card in your deck, illustrated card in your deck. Yeah. I know for my own sake that I had a deck full of the Sunflower Plains for a while.
Oh man.
Before I sold those off. So, you know, Akroma, Angel of Wrath, Flage the Untouchable, Atog, a lot of classics.
Oh my
the
God,
original Dark Confidant.
He did Sliver Queen, dude.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, not Sliver Queen.
Oh, no, that's not correct.
Sliver Legion.
Yeah, that one.
It's Sliver Legion. Yeah.
Am I looking at the wrong person? I'm looking at the wrong person. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, Ron, he's done some, you know, I've played, you know, I've cast the original Dark Confidant so many times. I've reanimated Akromas so many times over my years that, you know, he's an indelible part of
I'm trying to think what
Magic
cards
history.
of his I've cast the most. Probably like a Goblin King or a
Ink Eyes.
Yeah, that 10th edition.
Yeah, Ink Eyes. I played a lot of
version.
Yeah,
that's gorgeous.
Ink Eyes was definitely one.
Man, that Phyrexian Altar is so just fantastic.
Yeah, he's got a good list of stuff, man. He really does.
Those are worth $1 million. Phyrexian Altar is ridiculous.
If you're asking me which of his cards I've cast the most, it's almost certainly Dark Confidant. But I bet Engineered Explosives is close.
Yeah, for me, it's probably Engineered Explosives. I think I played with I don't know how often I played Dark Confidant.
I didn't play Thran Dynamo enough to have had that one on the list, but that might be in the top 5.
Yeah, I've played a lot of Engineered Explosives in my day, and that's
Utopia Sprawl. Utopia Sprawl will be up there for me. Oh, Astral Slide, million Astral Slides.
Oh man, Astral Slides
I played the heck out of that card.
Delay. I've played a lot of delays.
Condemn or not condemn. Condescend. Delay is a great one.
Utopia Sprawl. That was a big one.
Yep.
Very cool. So yeah, just some fantastic pieces of artwork. Incredible artist. It sucks when it comes just out of nowhere, you know.
Yeah.
And he was active the whole time.
Yes,
that's the thing. Like from way back when to today, he's done artwork for 25 plus years for Magic. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, he has stuff in the most recent Commander or Jumpstart.
Yeah, he does have some recent stuff for sure. Because I know Lava Leaper is his, and that's from Tarkir last year.
He got Secrets of Sixhaven Commander.
No, that's
Orchard. It looks to be his last piece, at least.
No, he's got stuff in
Lava Leaper is actually from
Commander. He's got some Commander stuff. He's got Winter Soldier, Bucky Barnes, Captain's Defense, Furious Strength, Vision Synthezoid Avenger, the one that phases out.
Okay.
And the Face Commander Captain America Team Leader.
I was thinking about some of his Lorwyn stuff, but
so he's got those 5, and his oldest card is Veiled Sentry in Urza's Saga.
Yep.
Dang. So yeah, obviously condolences to the family.
Yeah.
Unbelievable loss, just kind of out of nowhere, and that's terrible. For those who enjoy the comic books, and I am certainly one of them, there is a new comic book series coming out for Liliana that's going to, I believe, tell the story of the 4 demons that she made deals with to get all of her power, which is really interesting. This is the Untold Stories Liliana, and it looks brilliant, and I like it. And it's interesting how, I don't know, how successful has Magic been in the comic book world? You know, they've tried a few different times, right?
Not great.
Yeah.
They've tried a lot. This is probably like feels like the 10th or 11th time they've tried to spark some stuff up. And even when they inserted cards, like they sold okay, but like nothing ever crazy.
Yeah. Hands off keyboards. What are the names of the 4 demons?
Oh, I couldn't even tell you.
Gristlebrand.
Bells and Lock, Gristlebrand, Razaketh,
okay.
Something like that, yeah.
Kothafed.
Ooh, Kothafed. Okay, very nice.
Oh,
good job.
All I know is I love you guys, but that's how I know Liliana's still a bit of a bad guy because I ain't making a deal with 4 demons, much less one of them.
Yeah.
Like even one demon is enough to be me to be like, man, I don't know. Like 4 of them is a hell no.
Like, I'm an asshole sometimes, but I ain't signing 4 demon contracts.
That's what I'm saying. Like what did she think was gonna happen? I mean, that's a for real hell no.
Goodness. All right. So moving on here to our next bit here. I guess congrats to Matt Tabak for getting a different job title, but not changing job duties, as I understand it here. He said he's no longer a principal editor. Instead, he's a principal game experience designer at Wizards. Means absolutely nothing to his day to day, but it's a little bit more in line with what he's been doing all along, mostly editing card sets and so on. Matt Tabak, just at this point, very long time member of Wizards and great guy. I've seen him many times over the years, and
yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah, congrats. And sometimes this happens because you have a title, and this happens at a lot of companies, not just Wizards, where you have a title, but your job sort of changes, and you're just doing this other thing for a while, or maybe you replace somebody that moved on, and you just took on more of that responsibility.
Right.
And then eventually one of your bosses goes like, your title doesn't really fit, so why don't we do this, and we'll give you a courtesy like 2% raise or something, because, we just should. And then everybody goes on about their business.
And then, nothing really changes. It's just you are better described now.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. I mean, he's had so many jobs over the years, so many roles over the years, and he sort of he's a gap filler. He definitely goes where he's needed. Extremely smart, kind man. And
really funny too.
He's a lifer. Yeah, he's very funny.
Yeah, he's very funny guy.
In that sort of like dry Magic Pro kind of way.
Oh yeah. You want somebody that loves like a good pun. Like he's one of them guys.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, let's move on here to Desperate Ravings, where we rant and rave about all the things. Now, we talked a little earlier about the Final Fantasy felt like Magic, but Marvel doesn't. However, I don't know, it's not the end of the world, but I am very sad that there will be no early access for the Hobbit Magic set in Arena.
Yeah, I think the timeline is too small. I don't think we need 7 early access streamer events. I don't think we need 6, but 7 is a bridge too far. We aren't going to take 7 Magic Mike's days off from doing the podcast.
It does give everyone an extra Magic Mike show. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, there could be a lot of reasons too. I mean, because I thought about this over the last couple of days, seeing the announcement was like, is it because they just don't figure it's worth it for a smaller set because it's only a 200 card set?
Maybe.
Is it? Maybe there's something they're not supposed to talk about before a certain day or show or whatever. Like, I don't know. Is that a thing? Right. I mean, it could be a bunch of reasons why they didn't want to do it, but I'm with you. Like, we don't need another one in whatever that would be, like 6 or 8 weeks or whatever.
Yeah, I don't
like we'll be fine without it. I mean, it's good for me for numbers and gives me easy content, but honestly, it makes sense that we don't have it.
Yeah, it's not the greatest loss in the world, but it's one of those things where I'm like, well, okay, that's fine. Again, for me, the silver lining is, well, we get an extra show, guys. We get to hang out with y'all.
Also, it's do they just want to test it, right? Like, hey, if we have a 200 card set without an early access thing, what do those numbers look like, right?
And this is what is lost, basically. Yeah,
you kind of have to do it to even see what that actual number is.
There you go. And so jump back in time with me 15 years, June 2011. The unthinkable happened. Now, let's set the stage here. 15 years ago, I was in the office at Star City Games. We were all around in our desks and whatnot, and we're like, "There's no way they're going to do it. There's just no way. You're not going to take the 2 largest cards in Standard and ban them. That's crazy. They haven't banned anything, certainly not that important since Mirrodin or whatever. This is ridiculous." And then out of nowhere, on June 20th, Chase the Mind Sculptor and Stoneforge Mystic were banned, and the echoes, the reverberations around the internet were huge and crazy.
See, in my store, there was like cannons going off, like there was confetti, like
cats,
it
dogs,
was exactly
ceiling.
People were happy.
People were very pleased about because, and it's funny because there's all these weird narratives looking back or what are going over it, but being there, like truly in the trenches of one of the biggest organizers at the time, like if you go back and you look at those events were well attended. The big events had crazy attendance. And why? Because Caw-Blade was the sharkiest of shark decks, one of the sharkiest decks that we had ever seen in Magic, which meant it was so sharky because the better player almost always won. It would often turn into a big attrition battle with the swords and the birds and the traded and Jace Beleren versus Jace Mind Sculptor and all this other crap. And so what all I'm saying is what they saw in the stores was devastation. No one was playing F&M because nobody was having fun, but the Sharks were loving it. So that's why the tournament attendance at the big events was very good. So you had this like optics of this is like, I think it was an event in Indianapolis. We almost hit like 1,000 players or something. And it was like, oh my God, what is going on? This is great. This is great for the format. And then it's like, no, it's terrible because all the stores are suffering.
Oh, dude, coverage was absolute ass during that period of time. Like, it was so boring to watch. Like, even when it was two good players, it was just like, I don't want to watch it because genuinely they were having to struggle to find like non-Caw-Blade matches once you got past like round 5 or 6.
It's true.
It was rough. It was not fun.
I mean, I remember putting, that was in our storyline era of putting stuff on camera, and it was like the Red Black Vampires player is making a run, and then 80% of the time they would just get demolished in round 7 and 8, and we were like, well, we tried.
Yeah, exactly. That's all you could do, though. I mean, you were just trying to make a narrative out of something so people weren't bored all day.
Yeah.
Well, and then they came out, and I believe this was the first time they had done this since, I guess, it was always JtMS, maybe, perhaps, where there was an exception to this, which is there was a deck list for War of Attrition, an event deck that went on sale on June 10th, so 10 days before this announcement, that contained 2 copies of Stoneforge Mystic, which was another big thing because it was going to do that thing where everybody buys the deck just for those 2 cards or whatever. But anyway, so you could play Stoneforge in standard in that exact deck that they sold you, and that was it.
But it had to be non-modified.
Right. You could not change it.
It had to be the exact deck list. But I did know a guy who foiled out that precon that they could play it as a flex in competitive tournaments.
That is so funny.
It's very good.
I love it. So yeah, that was just as a moment in Magic history. I do like to look back every once in a while and go, man, no one thought it was possible. Nobody. But I recall so clearly reading Aaron Forsyth going like, 2 of the biggest cards in Legacy, Stoneforge Mystic and Jace the Mind Sculptor. And he's like, when you say words like that, you really have to think about what that means for standard.
Well, yeah.
Whatever. It's like, dude.
I think, like you're saying, just outside of the top tier competitive play, nobody was into it. Right. I mean, literally people are like, nah, I'm good. Like, I don't want to play this for 5 rounds, or whatever.
Right.
Because even if you weren't playing Caw-Blade, like even local things, we were playing 4 rounds, at least half, if not 3 of the 4, were going to be that matchup.
Right.
Right. Like, you knew what you were signing up for. It sucked. And those matches, even if you were the one playing the aggressive deck, they were not fast.
Well, let me end this on a much brighter note versus just like everything was kind of bad or whatever. Back in those days, there was the Magic Cruise, and you could pay to go on a cruise, which featured a bunch of Magic events and Magic players, including myself. That was along for the ride. And you can go back and watch those Magic shows where I did make videos for both of the cruises that I went on. And on one of the cruises was around the release of Worldway. And we were doing drafts and whatnot, 3-on-3 player, whatever drafts. And I went 3-0 in the draft, and somebody else on my team, they did well. Like I went 2-1-2-1, and I went 3-0. And we opened up like the prize pack, and lo and behold, there was a $500 plus foil Jace the Mind Sculptor. And, there was starting to be some feelings about it, like who gets the Jace and why do they get the Jace?
That's right.
But hold on, but we're in the middle of the ocean, so there's no we go sell it to the shop or whatever.
Right, there's no vendor on the boat.
There are no vendors out there. It's just everybody going like, who's getting the Jace? Because we get off the boat, we
Lord
all go
of the
home.
Flies.
Yeah,
everyone pick up a sharp stick.
But we came up with a really fantastic solution. There were some Wizards employees on the cruise, and one of them was the lead designer of Worldway. That's Ken Nagel, longtime supporter of myself and the Magic Show as well. But he was there, and so one of the things he was doing as the lead designer was he was collecting a foil copy of every card in the set. So we gave Ken Nagel the foil Jace for his set that he designed, and
that's great.
That was cool, and everyone was cool with it. Because
that's a win.
Yeah. So that was a big deal, and that was really great. And I think you can see that foil Jace in the Magic Show episode if you go back and watch it. So yeah,
nice,
super duper fun. All right, let's move on here real fast to splash damage, stuff that isn't magic but is kind of magic. And man, this is so cool. I don't even know how to begin to explain that there's a Game Boy game as a life counter, but there is, and it's brilliant.
Yeah.
I love this.
So how does this work?
It's got custom backgrounds and like a mana counter and stuff.
It goes in your Game Boy?
It runs on a Game Boy. It's a custom Game Boy cartridge.
Wow.
I think
how do you even do this?
I don't know any more about it.
Yeah.
Other than that they do it and they have screenshots, and I'm like, oh my god, this is crazy.
I think it's very neat. Like, it's one of those things where, like, conceptually, I think it's awesome somebody put time into this.
Right?
I don't think I would ever buy it because of practicality, but I'm kind of still happy it exists.
I'm so happy it exists. I'm over the moon that this exists. I would never buy it or use it or have any way to realistically do anything with it, but I don't care.
Works for all these different Game Boys too. That's pretty sweet.
There is a world where maybe I just buy it for posterity's sake and just it's in the closet.
Right.
You know,
I'll put it behind. I would put it behind me back there on the shelf or whatever. Like I think it'd be super rad. Just
that's
a flex
thing that
piece.
could happen.
Yeah. They're selling, I guess, for I don't know, $20 or $30 or something a piece. Something like that.
It's like 50 Canadian. So
50 Canadian.
Whatever that.
So it's like $40 US or something.
Something like that.
Something like that. But either way, I think it's brilliant and I love it. And good job for whoever made that up. That's cool.
Let's give the credit. Let's give the credit where the credit's due here. Please. Whoever made that up. This is Falk Tattoos. FALK tattoos.com.
There you go.
And you can they've got a thing on their website for their tattoos and for this. And it's in the shop. So click on the shop.
They have an Instagram account of Magic Life Counter. So you too can go check it out and I'm sure interact with them, which is cool too.
Hope they make many human dollars.
Yes, that's right. Please. Very cool. So for my own business, if y'all want to support me and the things that I do and the company I work for these days, which is Mothership Games, go support the Kickstarter for Cataclysm Arcade. It just passed 1.4 million. It's unlocked a bunch of really cool stretch goals and promos and foils and stuff that you're going to get as a result. We are just adding more and more awesome, fun stuff all the time. And you can play with me on Gerudo, which is a live playing platform on Mondays and Thursday nights via the Cataclysm Arcade Discord. So join it, check it out. It's great and it's fun.
Yeah.
Like 12 or 13 days left, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah. I think it's 2 weeks basically. So
you'll hear about it again. Honestly, even more important than the impressive 1.45 million number is 6,778 backers.
Yeah.
Like that's a huge number of backers. Like the number is enormous, but it is spread pretty low. That's about, let's do some quick math.
A little over 200 a person.
A little over 200 a person.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 215 or so. Yeah.
Right.
Which you're going to spend less on, a couple of booster boxes,
right?
So I think that this speaks to the this is not just a game for the upper class. This is not just a game for the people who have and want everything. This is a game that is filling a need. This is a game that it's something that you can open a booster pack and introduce to someone immediately. You don't have to have a huge infrastructure and a card cabinet full of 30 years of cards. Also, so I think that
There's two things I think it's doing well. The first is it's not coming out the gate and going, oh, we're going to be better than Pokemon. We're going to be better than Magic. We're not.
Right.
This system they have, it sucks. We found a way to fix it or whatever. Because every time that happens, I just want to just like punch my screen and yell at the people who made it. Like, because it's always a sign that it's not going to work. Right. Just be good at what you're good at. The other things are good for their reasons.
Exactly.
Right? So it's working on its own achievements, saying, here's our systems, here's what we do. We have a gimmick of playing out of a booster pack. Like, awesome. The other thing I think that the group, BDM, whoever decided, did very well is that if you back it on Kickstarter, there's fun, awesome, unique, exclusive cards, like different versions, like awesome stuff. But there's still things available for the retailers. So you still have to go visit your local stores. You still want to go play there, buy singles, buy packs, whatever.
Yeah.
And because I think that's a thing several Kickstarters miss. And they found a way to take care of both audiences. And I think that's largely contributing to their success.
Yeah, because and that's come up a few times in the Discord where people are just like, why would I do this? Because you're going to hurt the stores or whatever. It's like, well, we do kind of want it both ways in that
Yeah,
regard.
yeah.
But the way you do that is you say the Kickstarter has all these unique foils, all these unique artworks, all these unique bonuses that you get. One of the things that we've done many times now is we've made the tiers better. You know what I mean? Like this tier got a new playmat, this tier got a so and so, this tier got more promos. Like we're bettering those as the process goes along. And so, but when there is a retail release, they'll have their own prize packs that have their own unique foils and artwork and so on that are unique just to that release. They'll have another like quarter plus of the set that the set doesn't currently have that were released on Kickstarter. So you will get a bunch of the set, every faction but one, and then the last faction and a ton more unique stuff that will be there for the retailers, including the OP kits and things. So we can kind of make that work too. So yeah, it's we know what we're doing, I would argue, and I think we're doing it pretty well. And I'm really excited about the game, and it's just been a really roller coaster of a time, and it's been wild to see, and I love to be a part of it. So go check it out. I'd appreciate it. Let's see, real fast here. Mood swings on Scryfall. That's pretty incredible. I was not expecting that to be showing up so quickly, quite frankly.
Kind of makes sense though, right? It's in the Magic sphere. Enough people want to know about it. There's no way to really sort the cards or look for them outside of this, so they're kind of the resource for it.
Have you?
And I guess if we ever get like Mood Swings 2, like then we'd have a way to look for stuff.
Do we know if the initial secret lair bit sold out?
I don't know that answer, actually. Let me go check.
I don't know.
Yeah, if y'all you don't mind quickly checking, I'm just curious. But yeah, I mean, I think the game is kind of neat. Have you all actually played this before? I know you were supposed to, Power Dragon, but I think that fell through, right?
No. Definitely played it. I have a copy of it.
Okay, you didn't get to play it.
Looks like there are still some available on Secret Lair.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I'm curious the level of success it needed to reach before they, announced a second printing or a different way to do it or whatever.
It's a pretty cool game. I mean, the only gripe I had is just why we didn't just get some kit that just has all the cards. The fact that it's just like you get 3/4 of the cards or whatever in your thing, and then there's others, and each one's randomly packed is,
like
a little unnecessary.
Too, am I right? Is that right?
If so, I've never seen them.
That's good. Actually, there might not be. Okay. Honestly, I don't want there to be, but
yeah, I just think there's some things that don't need to have a chase thing. They don't need to have a collectible thing like this. Just let it all be in a box. You're gonna charge me $39.99. Just give me all the cards, right?
Yeah,
that would have been fine.
Like
I'd have paid $40.
A board game release that they're shoving into a CCG model. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's like,
but the game is actually genuinely solid. Like it's cool. I carried it around with me. Played some this weekend when we had some downtime. A game took like 20 minutes. So like it feels a need. It's good. I could see it being on game store shelves, but just the packaging choice was a little odd to me.
Yeah, a little strange. That's all right. Okie dokie. Let's go ahead and move on here to the finisher. Turning the corner here. Well, the rest of the world and probably a few people here are dual screening Magic Mics with the World Cup. Now, we are not the most soccer-centric talking heads, but we have a brain for a different game. So tell me, which Magic plane would you be rooting for to make a run at the next World Cup if they qualified, Ruben?
Well, can you tell I wrote this joke? My favorite Magic plane to potentially see in Morocco, Portugal, and Spain, which is where the next World Cup will be, in 2030, would be Innistrad. The offense would be morbid. The defense would be intimidating. And with all that skulk and all that going around, they'd score a lot because they'd be really hard to block.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Power Dragon?
Well, Ravnica probably makes the most obvious option because they have physical specimens in the Simic Combine. They have good options for both captains and coaches because you have the Azorius and you have Boros, who's very strategic, right? And with Rakdos, you get access to a few good strikers, which you always need on the pitch.
Ideally, first strikers, of course.
Or double strikers. But
double strikers. Very nice. Well, look, there is only one powerhouse plane that could really make a noise in a World Cup, and that is Dominaria. They have the clout, they have the gravitas, they have the pedigree, and they have the multiverse's best defense strategy because they have Teferi's protection in the goal.
That's true.
That's right.
It's tough to score when you're not there.
When you phase out the goal and like,
turn.
Were you striking at something? That's weird. Yeah. And that ends another live episode, a new previous time episode of Magic Mics. Thanks for joining us here to discuss all things Magic. Thank you, Power Dragon.
Hey, we all made it on time and made it through the show.
We did it. Thank you, Ruben.
Hey, I don't have to go to bed immediately. On my West Coast,
same
with the West Coast timing,
right? It's not almost
Amazing.
midnight now, which is good for me.
Yeah.
Let's go to our final slide here. I want to thank our primary sponsor, manapool.com. Go to that promo link down there and help show your support. Our co-sponsor, Mana Traders, my co-host, Power Dragon, and Ruben Bressler. Viewers like you for watching or listening. Please follow, like, tweet, favorite, share, subscribe to everything social that tells people we exist. Catch us on our exclusive member Discord. Subscribe to that Patreon. Watch us on Twitch. Join us live or taped on YouTube, or follow us on Blue Sky, or join us here next week at our new time and our same place for another episode of Magic Mics. Good night, everybody.